Second mile, 5:40. I think that's 4 seconds quicker than last week. Last mile is where it's going to count. What is up guys, Andy Forrestine Runner here, and today we're going to be doing a 5k time trial in the New Balance Fuel Cell TC. So welcome back to episode 2 in this non-carbon plated versus carbon plated 5k time trial thing that I'm doing. Last week you may have seen we did the Asics Nova Blast non-carbon plated 5k time trial. Go check that out, upper right hand corner if you missed it. And this week we're testing out the New Balance Fuel Cell TC, which right now we're running down some dodgy single track, and yeah, the TC is probably not the shoe to be doing this in. Just getting out to the road, getting out to the start line of the 5k time trial place so that we can replicate the course and see how we got on. Last week we ran 17:07, so close to a sub 17 5k. Let's see how much closer, if we can, get to that time again, or beat that time and get close to a sub 17 minute 5k. That was my goal, but I've got to say my legs are feeling rather dead after 3 60-mile weeks. It's Monday morning and it's not even 7 o'clock yet, so yeah, we'll see how we go on. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Let's see how these things do in the 5k. Let's go warm up and get started. Okay, so I'm ready to suffer again. I really hate 5Ks, as you probably saw in the video last week. There's the start line right there. We end up finishing just down there. Nice equal course, lumps and bumps. Oh, it's too early for this, but let's see how we get on. Mile 1, 5:23, 1 second slower than last week. Interesting. Second mile, 5:40. I think that's 4 seconds quicker than last week. Last mile is where it's going to count. Oh, all done. I just hate 5Ks. I know I said it last week, I say it again this week. 5:28 that last mile. Absolutely, but it's 1 second slower. It's absolutely no difference. It came down to the sprint in the last 0.1. So I'll let you know the results in a second. Okay, on to the results. So as I'm recording this now, I have no idea what exactly I ran. I know it was in the realms of between 16:58 and 17:02. I stopped my watch at 17:02 and at 3.11 miles. I wanted to go 0.1 over, as I did last week, because Strava marked me down 0.1. So I thought I'd better be safe than sorry. And we'll go what Strava says. I have a feeling it's going to be 17 flat or 17:01. And I have mixed emotions, to be honest with you. Obviously we bettered last week's time by somewhere between 6 to 8 seconds, which is good. But I had two thoughts running through my head. Number one, did I pace last week badly? No is the answer. That second mile is hard. whether in carbon plated shoes or not, it's hard with the uphill. I obviously shaved 4 seconds off that mile on this this time trial, but the other 2 miles I came over 1 second slower than in the Nova Blast, so 5:23, 5:40 and 5:28, whereas last week it was 5:22, 5:44 and 5:27. So very much an even split, and it came down to how much I wanted to go sub 17 and the sprint finish. I checked my watch when I stopped it, and my last 0.11 was running at a pace of 4:27 per mile. So I really did put the hammer down, and that's why I've got mixed emotions. This test was going to go one of two ways. It was either not going to make that much of a difference, which it turns out it's going to be, or I was going to run something crazy like 1650 or 1640 and it was going to make a massive difference. And yeah, it was the former. It really did not make that much of a difference. I'm not sure really what to put that down to. Is it the fact that the Nova Blast are so good that they make the TC's carbon plate a bit less effective? I thought by getting on the tarmac and hammering out 5k in the TC's, they really come into their own. It seems like they really come into their own on the long runs. Maybe not so much for the shorter distance, which they're not geared up for 5k, so that's fine. But with the comparisons being made that they're quite close to the next percent and the 4% I've heard a few of you say in terms of how nice they are and responsive, maybe I was hoping for more. Is it the fact that I had tired legs, 360 mile weeks and back to back, a really good 20 mile long run 2 days ago in the heat? My legs obviously feeling quite tired today. Who knows? Loads of different reasons. So this leaves me with two kind of prominent thoughts. Number one, I know I don't have a beaming smile all over my face, but delight that I know where my fitness level's at in terms of, after all this base building, I'm a 17-minute 5k runner. Whether I broke 17 now or not, let's be honest, it will be by a second if I did. So I'm a 17-minute 5k runner in a time trial around where I live, which is fantastic, which means definitely sub 17 in a race on a flatter course. I definitely realised how tough that second mile is. I really should just find like a kilometre loop somewhere and just keep running that's flat. But the second one is slight disappointment in the fact that I was really hoping for something a little bit more from the TCs, a little bit more from a carbon plated shoe. You know, £180 isn't cheap, and you kind of think, well, what are you paying for? Do I go and get the £120 Asics Nova Blast, which are a more fun all-round daily trainer which can do anything and run me 6 seconds slower in a time trial, or do I spend a bit more for 6 or 7 seconds in a time trial PB? What? That's, well, I don't know. Puts me on a bit of a knife edge, that one. Ultimately though, as we all know, carbon plated shoes, the purpose is not to go and run a 5k PB in the FUELCELL TCs, nor would it be in the Vaporfly Next Sprint. The whole purpose of the carbon plate is to kind of help you at the end of a marathon, help you when you're fatiguing, keep your form, keep you moving well. That's when these things come into their own. So it's really interesting to see the lack of progress in the early stages. I know I'm probably not running in the best shoe to compare. Maybe a racing flat would be better. I know it would be better. Something like the Meta Racer that's coming out in June or July, less foam, lower stack height. That might be better. Who knows? Let me leave you with this little nugget of information. I feel grateful that I can perform these tests. Obviously we did the first carbon plated versus non-carbon plated test a few months ago now in the Carbon X, and I can't even remember what the other, Turbo 2, that was it, and that was interesting. Again, minimal difference in the performance of both those shoes, and again, same today, which really does highlight the purpose of the carbon plated shoe. So if you're looking to get a carbon plated shoe that is going to get you quicker over the shorter distance, think again. I'm not saying they don't, I'm just saying you've seen now by 2 different tests on this channel that they really have not made that much of a difference. So there you go, that's my 2 pennies worth. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Have you done your own carbon plate versus non-carbon plate test? Let me know in the comments below. We all know that they excel over the longer distance, but have you found that they really excel over the shorter distance? I'm not so convinced, but I'm prepared to be proved otherwise, and I'm looking forward to all the other carbon plated racing shoes coming out later this year, and we can get some more tests in those. So if you're excited for today's video and you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Until then.